Welcome everyone to Enlightened World Network. Today, our guide for meditation a day is Tomás Garza, who's a Course in Miracles teacher. And we're so delighted to have you back, Tomás. Welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be back. It's always fun.
So you can get started whenever you like. Tell us a little bit about the meditation.
Okay. Well, what we're going to focus on today is deeply relaxing ourselves and then bringing some of our stuff, you know, stuff to light, which is what we find that we really, really need to do in life. And wherever you are, all meditation is about opening our mind, really, when it all comes down to it. It's all about allowing, it is. It's about allowing our natural openness to simply be as it is. And before we get started with the actual meditation, take a moment and allow yourself to recognize the sheer importance of what you're doing right now. It's huge, in fact. It's monumental. And here in this world, it's highly unusual that somebody would devote 20 minutes or a half an hour or whatever the time frame is to letting all of our activity go, letting our work world go just for a little while, our responsibilities, our spouses, the dog, the cat, the kids, the bills, checking our email and our social media feed, which will, of course, still be there when we get back. It's really, really incredibly valuable. It's a profound gift, not only to yourself, but also to everything that lives, for you to do just what you're doing right now. So, for that, I thank you. So, take a moment wherever you are and just get as comfortable as you can. Meditation is often done in a seated position, though that is far from a requirement. Wherever you are comfortable, just take a moment and settle in. And you may choose to close your eyes. That's often done. If you don't, not a problem. You'll find me meditating here and guiding you with my eyes wide open. So, wherever you find yourself, just take a moment. And as we begin, just pay attention to the thing that we overlook all the time, our own breath, which we routinely take for granted as we do life. We simply assume that we're going to take the next inhale. So let's pay special attention to it and rest your awareness on the sensation of the breath entering your body. And as you exhale, rest your awareness on that, on the sensation of your breath leaving the body, and then do that again. In a common meditation instruction, we're invited not to pay any attention to the thoughts that arise, which are completely random, as always. Simply let them go. Neither try to stop them, nor to follow after them, but just let them be. And when you discover that you've been carried off by a train of thoughts, don't worry about that. It happens all the time. Simply bring your awareness back to your breath and the sensation of breath entering and exiting the body. As you meditate in this way, you may discover that you're calmer. If you came in to this practice with a sense of mental strain or a headache, you may find that lessening as you pay attention and simply place your awareness on your in and out breath. Again, it's so valuable what you're doing right now. And often in meditation, as with all our spiritual practice, it's the sheer simplicity of truth that we most need and that we're most prone to run away from. Hence, all of the complications that we experience in life. Therefore, it's so powerful to do exactly as you're doing right now. And when you notice yourself carried off, bring your awareness quite simply back to your in and out breath. And as we continue, you'll notice many different thoughts popping into mind. Many of them may be happy thoughts or thoughts that we would characterize as joyful or pleasurable or fun. Simply let those be. Let them go. At the same time, you may discover thoughts of judgment, of blame, and your own thoughts may even surprise you with their intensity, even their savagery. Let these also just go. We spend almost all of our time in the world either obsessing about the past or obsessing about the future, what has already taken place, or what is not yet here. We tend to skip the present moment entirely. Yet, when would awakening come but right now? Right now, we have the choice to bring all of our thoughts of judgment and blame to the light, which shines them away. We discover on the path that in truth, we're not able to keep any thoughts to ourselves alone. Quite simply, you are not alone. Let's practice today bringing some thoughts of fear, of guilt, and of judgment to the light. Place your awareness on something or someone that you may be judging as ridiculous, an idiot, or worse, unworthy of love, or something that makes you sad, anxious, frustrated. Just hold this in your awareness. Imagine that you bring this event or person, and this could be yourself, to the light. Bring this person, situation, or event to light, blinding white, light that encompasses all of space and time. It is everywhere. Yes, exactly. Bring this to light and picture it vanishing, disappearing into the light. If it's you, you in your appearance as a human being, disappear into the light. A situation vanishes into the light. It is not extinguished. Rather, it or you unite with what and who you really are. And I know you know who and what that is. To the extent that fear arises of oblivion or of leaving their private thoughts behind, bring those to the light as well. And recognize that ultimately you don't want them. The thoughts of judgment, the guilt, the blame, no matter what thoughts may enter into your mind, you are more than worthy of love because love is what you are. Let's take as much time as we need to simply rest in that awareness. Darkness and light cannot coexist, no matter how much we may wish to believe that they can. They cannot. So we practice moment to moment, bringing our darkness, our private little thoughts of judgment and blame to the light, where the light naturally and instantaneously shines them away. This can be done anywhere you happen to find yourself at any time. And it does not require 20 to 30 minutes. It can be done right now. When else? So continue to just rest in this natural and all encompassing light that is you. And continue to breathe deeply and normally. And as you prepare to re enter the world of excess activity, frustration, and crowded inboxes, simply remember this experience, this light, this knowing, deep inner knowing, is accessible to you at all times. What we bring on this thing that we call the spiritual path is our willingness not to keep these harmful thoughts of judgment and blame and guilt to ourselves, but rather to bring them to the light, where the light instantaneously shines them away. And as you prepare to come back to this thing that we call life in the world, you may choose to wiggle your toes or your fingers or open your eyes if you have had them closed. And remember the sheer importance of what you're doing right now. You're taking this time out has an impact that you cannot possibly gauge. And the same impact on every living thing can be brought to any situation that you may find yourself in. So I thank you for taking the time for yourself, capital S, today. And maybe standing up or shaking your knees out. It's common during meditation for us to think, oh man, my hip flexor is tight. My knee hurts. Oh, yeah, wiggle around if you need to. And just recognize the importance of doing exactly what you're doing. It has an impact on every single living thing that you can't possibly gauge or imagine. So ours is simply to show up and keep doing it. So for your doing it today, I thank you very, very much. And here we are.
Thank you, Tomás.
You're welcome. You're most welcome.
Is this something we can do during the day as we move through? Is it something we can either call on and practice or maybe hold it for later? What would you suggest?
I think that what I've found really, really helps me in this lifetime is that anytime I'm aware, I become aware that I'm distracted, I simply bring my attention right back to the breath or light. It could be a visualization of light or whatever it is. Just bring myself back to it, even if it's just for a fraction of a second. One in and out breath is a highly effective and indeed a successful meditation. It's all about our awareness. So it's entirely possible for us to go through life and do life and go to work and pay the bills and interact with people and appear like we're a perfectly normal human being living what we call life in the world. And to be able to bring our awareness back to truth, to the light, to who we really are. Anytime we notice we're distracted, it can be a living, breathing, waking meditation. And you'll find with practice, if you choose to do it and to stay with it, that you can bring this awareness to any situation. Meditation can be done sitting at your desk at work. Your boss doesn't even have to know. In fact, they'll probably be glad you're doing it, actually, because you'll be all chill. So could work.
Well, thank you for the daily tips on how to stay centered and work with our interactions. And as you said, lift up some of that blame and negativity and release it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it's what we're sometimes not willing to do, but of course, as in any aspect of life, it's precisely what we should be doing. And, I mean, if anyone is out there saying, "Well, that sounds well and good, but I don't know if I could do that," well, try it. You might like it. We do. Just
Great.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, tell us, Tomas, how we can contact you to learn more about your work.
Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah. Well, as Sue, as you said, I'm a teacher of A Course in Miracles, and the show that we actually began it's been over 3 years now on Enlightened World Network. It's still available on EWN, and there's a channel devoted specifically to it. It's A Course in Miracles 365, Awakening to Love. Also, if you would like more information, and the videos are also posted on my YouTube channel where they originate here. And that's where I would invite you to go first. And if you haven't subscribed, I certainly invite you to do that. What happens on my YouTube channel are there are several videos each week that appear, and often these discussions are in direct response to a question that one of you may have. So, really, as a guide, what I'm interested in above anything else is what's coming up for you live. So I'm more than happy to talk about that. Otherwise, we're going through the text of A Course in Miracles. That link will be here in the comments. It's Reverend Tomás Garza. If you want to search that on YouTube, it's at Rev Tomás Garza, all one word. That's the link.
Yeah, it's in the description on this video.
Cool.
Yeah. So, so to our listeners, if you'd like to make a comment or ask a question, and you
Hmm,
can just add it below the video, or you can contact Tomas directly.
sure.
So thank you, Tomas. We always love having you on Enlightened World Network. Um, For our listeners, please do come back. We have guided meditations and conversations and energy healings and so much more. So thank you for joining us today. We wish you well and take care.
Bye bye.